summons out the Gold Driver. Over Baby Tiger, Onslaught banishes Gold Driver. Onslaught activates special the Swordswoman, special Baby Tiger. Now in this one for Amazoness Swordswoman, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving this card. So the idea about this 2-card combo, as you saw from my hand, the Swordswoman and Double-Edged Sword, you can only control one Double-Edged Sword, simple. The equipped monster gains 2000 attack. Also, both players take any battle damage from attacks involving the equipped monster. So basically in this context is where if you expect to see an opponent's monster that's like at least 3000 or higher, give the Double-Edged Sword to your opponent, have Swordswoman battle out the equipped monster, and that's pretty much One Punch Woman from the get-go. Both the Swordswoman and Baby Tiger getting in there for 25. Scales the Mailcaster. Baby Tiger and Swordswoman getting in there for 2000. Scales the Volflame. Mailcaster kills Volflame Scale, setting combination. Double-Edged Sword on Swordswoman. Activates combination in response to that, but regardless, that is basically game over for the Metafold player. This next clip here, looking at this hand, a lot of Amazoness there. So there's the princess as mentioned from the last match. She's the one where she is Amazoness Queen on board for the Amazoness Empress material, hoping to see the poly. And as for Princess, this is the card you want to see the most because she is the Stratos of Amazoness spell traps. And on top of that, whenever this card swings, you can send one other monster, or one other card actually, from hand or field to the grave. Special one Amazoness straight from the deck in defense that isn't Princess. And this card is meant to get your plays off like no tomorrow. Amazoness Fighter here, you take no battle damage involving the fighter in battles. Fusion Destiny turn 1. Alright, show me Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Oh! It does say 2D heroes, but not the fusion as I expected. Okay, in that case, Destiny Hero Dystopia, level 8, Dark Warrior, 28 body, 24 defense. If this card is special, doesn't matter how, target 1 level 4 or lower D hero monster in your graveyard, burn your opponent equal to that target's attack. Lame. If this card's current attack is different from its original attack outside of the damage step, as a quick effect, target 1 card anywhere on the field, destroy it, and if you do, this card's attack becomes equal to this card's original attack. Each effect, hard ones. Dystopia activates, burns me for 3, lame. And Celestial here, normally we don't ever see Celestial on the field, but the case about Celestial's on field effect is when this card declares an attack, target 1 face up spell your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you do, burn your opponent for 500. Sick and tired of the burn damage. Harpy's Feather Duster chains Necrofusion in response to it. So the case about Necrofusion, Fuse summon, obviously, by banishing fusion materials mentioned on it from your graveyard face down, but it cannot attack this turn. So 2 Destiny Heroes. Show me Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Okay, never mind about Destroyer. Vision Hero Adoration, to be precise. Same concept. Level 8 Dark Warrior, 28 attack, and 21 defense. 2 heroes to make it. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and one other hero you control. The opponent's targeted monster loses attack and defense equal to the attack of your targeted monster until the end of this turn. Normal summons Princess, activates it, specials Baby Tiger. Now, as for Amazoness Call, this is the card you want to see the most because it is a Rhoda or Foolish Burial of the Amazoness archetype. During the main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one Amazoness monster you control. The turn you do this, no other monster can attack, but that targeted Amazoness monster can swing multiple monsters once each. Activates Call to grab Amazoness Spellcaster. In this one, target one Amazoness monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. Switch the original attack of those 2 targets until the end of the turn. Spellcaster, Adoration Baby Tiger. Call Banish on Baby Tiger. And Baby Tiger goes to work by itself. 3,800 damage total. Setting a monster, could be anything. Activates Fighting Spirit. In this one for Fighting Spirit, if an Amazoness monster attacks a monster with higher attack, the attacking monster gains 1,000 attack during damage calculation only. Normal summons Princess, getting another call. Activates Call, grabbing the Onslaught. You know, with Celestial's attack on the higher up, Princess gains more of it due to Fighting Spirit. Now, as for Amazoness Spy being specialed out by Princess, well, Queen on board now, reveal one other Amazoness monster in your hand to special this card, and the specialist once per turn this way. When this card gets killed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one Amazoness monster in your graveyard except Spy, either return it to the hand or shuffle it back to the deck. Cosmic Cyclones the Fighting Spirit, lame. Normal summons, Vision Hero increase. Banishes the 2 off from Celestial. Draw the 2 and Super Poly. Spy and Baby Tiger for a Mud Dragon of the Swamp. You know, I legitimately forgot about Mud Dragon being a Super Poly target because normally I always use him as an instant fuse material. Mud Dragon, make him Divine. Denier, revives 1 time only, putting the Dystopia back. Mud Dragon over Queen. Mud Dragon gets banished off from Onslaught. Increase over Princess, but Swordswoman and Tiger are saving the day. The tactics. During the standby phase, no matter whose standby phase it is, all heroes gain extra 400 even if it leaves. If a level 8 or higher Destiny Hero monster or monsters or Dragoon is special to your side of the field outside of the damage step, does not target, banish a card from your opponent's hand at random, field, or graveyard. If this card in the spell trap zone gets killed by a card effect, add 1 D hero monster from deck to hand. Each effect of the tactics once. Tiger over Denier, destroy, rather than banishing it. Princess swing, ditch the first Tiger for the second Tiger. First Tiger comes back. Princess killed by battle, and increase being banished, and Swordswoman for game. Alright, this next clip of this challenge, looking at this hand, if you guys are wondering why Cyber Dragon is the spice it in this build, it is because if I expect to see machines all over the event, which I'm sure it will be like 90% of them due to Cyber Dragon, Cyber Darks, and all that, Chimeratech Fortress Dragon is the way to go. So the turn you do this, or once you contact Fuse into Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, the number of materials times 1,000 for this. And on top of that, can't be used as Fuse materials. So once you contact Fuse, your opponent cannot use that fortress for any fusion material in any shape or form. Activates the call, getting Princess. Normal summons Princess, getting the Onslaught. And setting her. Incredible Ecclesia. Okay, could be anything. Such a shame that we are in a fusion event and not a synchro event. Desires. Incredible Ecclesia activate. As a quick effect, show me Iris Sword Soul, and it's a wrap for me. Special A Sword Soul or Fallen Allbath. Oh, I legitimately forgot, based on the artwork, about the big guy of Albaz, hence why the card text saying Special D Albaz guy. But if that's the case about Fallen Albaz, gimmick of this deck is basically you want to see the card the most in order to perform fusion summons with the likes of Titanic Clad, Sprined, and whatever else involving Albaz as the list of materials. So in this one, if this card is normal or special outside of the damage step, discard one card, fuse summon one fusion monster for an extra by using this as of any one side of the field, including this, but you cannot use other monsters you control as material. So, looking at this board state right now, first off, attack targets of mine is too low, and on top of that, they are Earth, so Albaz literally does nothing in this situation. Okay, so Albaz Shadows. Sending Ariel and Wendy for Apcalone. Ariel banishing herself, Desires, and the call. And then Wendy to get out Shadow Beast. Flip, draw 2, discard 1. And Apcalone. And this one for Apcalone. Ooh, Shatter Foil. I was like, hold on. 2 Shadows with different attributes. So in most cases, the Wendy as one of them being wind. And then the other, Ariel as the water. So, as for Apcalone, the gimmick of Shadow fusion monsters, or El Shadow fusion monsters, must be first tongue-tied. Must first be fusion summoned. There it is. In this one, can't be killed by battle. Each of the following effects. If this card is special summoned, doesn't matter how, target one face-up card anywhere on the field, negate its effects. And on top of that, if this card is sent to the graveyard, add one Shadow card, spell trap included, from deck or graveyard to hand and discard one. Albaz over Princess. Flip it up, the Onslaught. I decide not to use it right away. Apcalone swings, Onslaught, special Swordswoman. And the Shadow player does not want to risk losing his Shadows into the banished pile instead of going to the graveyard. Double Edge on Apcalone. activate Shaddoll Schism. 3,000 and 3,000. So, as for the 3,000, double-edged sword, that will be on my opponent's monster, aka Abcalone, and then any battle damage that both players would receive also takes that same amount. So in other words, thanks to Swordswoman, the opponent takes 3,000 twice instead of both of us taking 3,000 apiece. In other words, this is all 6k damage in one go. Special out Cyber because, obviously, opponent got a monster and I don't. Flips up Beast. That grass looks greener. Mills off. I am so sorry. Milling off 2 more copies of that grass looks greener. Oh, I am so sorry to the Shaddoll player. Wow. Terraforming activates. Getting the branded. Theater branded, yep. Activate Schism. Ghost Spell, can't let Schism happen. That is unless Call by the Grave shows up keeping the bell in check. I do have a light monster, so... Wow, Incredible Ecclesia being the light, removing my Cyber Dragon. Squamata, Foolish, and then Dragon pops the Spell Trap. Reborn's Swordswoman. Activates Droplet. Sending the Theater. Just to negate off Swordswoman. Just so that I'm going to receive more damage. And unless I'm missing something on why Construct is not attacking me directly at all. Fusion Summon. But it can't do no direct attacks. Never mind. No direct attacks is the real reason doing so. Set a monster, set a back row. Activate Schism, show me Winda. In the early years of Duelist Alliance era, and specifically for the Shaddolls, Construct and Winda, these two are your dynamic duo of that Duelist Alliance era. If the opponent doesn't have any answers to take care of both Construct and Winda during that time period, that's basically automatic win for the Shaddoll player. So, Construct and Winda obviously must first be fuse summoned, and on top of that, once they go to the graveyard, they get their Shaddoll spells and traps back. So in this one for Winda, each player can only special summon once while this is face up, while Construct over here, at the start of the damage step, if this card about to say special summon monster, destroy that monster without damage. Flips up Onslaught. Winda over Spy. Onslaught banish Winda. No recursion. Spy grabs Swordswoman. And I chose not to use Onslaught for this turn, because I rather normal summon it just to play around the Construct. As Beast got in for 22. Swordswoman on Construct. Construct gets banished off from Onslaught. Beast getting in there. Sets a Ghost Spell just to stall out a bit. Beast over Bell. And this is where the Albaz Shaddoll player screwed up. You do not want to use Spell Trap spot removal or any card removal to get rid of the onslaught, because you will just put me back into the game with the likes of Swordswoman. Forcing Beast to defense mode. Activates Polymerization for Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Now, going for the record, this was something I never even noticed about ever since drawing Baby Tiger, because in fairness, when I was about to fusion summon, like, the only option was Mud Dragon, and I really didn't think, like, Baby Tiger, name change of Tiger would only apply to, like, literally anywhere. But turns out the name change applies from field or graveyard. So, you know, always improvise. And on top of that, Mud Dragon in this specific scenario, I'm going to make Mud Dragon become an Earth, because depends on that one card face down. If it targets something, it's just to guarantee that Mud Dragon, same goes for monsters on the field with same attribute, can't be targeted as well by your opponent's cards. Mud Dragon make it Earth. Fusion Recovery activates, getting Poly and Swordswoman. Normal summon Swordswoman. Baby Tiger comes back. Chains Max C. Mud Dragon gets in on Beast, and Swordswoman for game. Alright, we're back, and looking at this hand, all I can say is not as much, so set 1 could be literally anything. Summon Swordswoman. Okay, up against Fluffles and Frightfurs. The mission of the deck is revolving around using the Edge Imps as material. Same goes for the Fluffles in order to make the Frightfur fusion monsters. So for the Sabers here, if it's in the grave, place 1 card back from hand to top of the deck, special it out. So basically, power creeping off from Plague Spreader Zombie, but minus the banish. And setting 1. Cosmic Cyclone, lane. Sabers comes back. Summons out the Penguin. During the main phase, special 1 Fluffle from hand outside of Penguin, once while face up. And if it's into the graveyard just because of a fusion material from a fusion summon, draw 2, then discard 1. And the draw 2, discard 1 is a hard once. And as for a Frightfur fusion, Miracle Fusion of a Frightfur monster. Banish the 2 for Frightfur Daredevil. Edge Imp and Fluffle. Fluffle and Edge Imp. In this one for Frightfur Daredevil, when this card kills an opponent's monster by battle, burn your opponent 1,000, lane. If this face-up card gets killed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while its owner controls it, burn for 5 for each Frightfur monster in your graveyard. Sick and tired of the burn damage. Daredevil over Swordswoman, but hits his own points as I take the 1,000 life, which is even more lame. Storm on Daredevil. Daredevil burn me for 5. Monster Reborns the Daredevil and gets in there for a whopping 3,000 flat. Monster Reborns my Swordswoman. I reborn his monster, he reborn mine. Swordswoman dealing the damage to me. Devil activates for 1,000 burn to the opponent. Call by on Swordswoman, and I am so sorry to the Fluffle Frightfur player, and that is game. And looking at this hand here, of course there are more Amazoness cards as you guys never saw. Village here. All Amazoness monsters gain 200 attack. Nice. Once per turn, when an Amazoness monster gets killed by battle or card effect, sent to the grave, special 1 Amazoness from the deck with a level less than or equal to that Amazoness monster in the graveyard. And as for Amazoness Sage, the favorite of all level 4 Earth Warriors, at the end of the damage step, if this card attack and is still on board, target 1 spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it, as in not once per turn. Okay, Magical Meltdown up against Invokes. Sets a back row, set a monster. Activates Harpy's Feather Duster. Cross-out Designator, calling on Fusion Destiny. Okay, let this be known, by the way, is that I 100% do not play the Destiny Hero package because any deck can just basically splash in the Fusion Destiny engine and it's straight up abuse. So unlike those types of people splashing in the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcers, I'm not that one person who's gonna splash in that engine. Like, that engine is going to abuse every single deck, and on top of that, chances are, hence why, if you think about what went down from OCG list, they did hit the Destroyer, and on top of that, in TCG land, they did put the Fusion Destiny from 3 to 2, so basically, I do not care about the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer package. Like, zero care about it. Activates Village, summons Princess. Ash keeps Queen in check. And setting a, or flipping the Onslaught, of course, to prepare for Mekaba. And turns out the set monster was actually not Alistair when it's Celestial on board. Places the theater to prep up for Fusion Summon. Alistair gets the Invocation. Lane, I take the 5 and the 4. Celestial gets banished. No more Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer package for the duel. Onslaught Special Princess gets Call on my opponent's turn. Activates Call. Grabs the Spy. Spy reveals Sage. 2 special, normal Sage. Sage on Alistair. Onslaught banishes Alistair just so that no invocation or invoked fusions, and the rest of the ladies gets in work. Sage, Spy, and Princess getting into work. Not activating Princess's effect because Ash Blossom is a card. And the invoked D-Hero players scooped. And this next clip of this challenge, more Amazoness cards. So, Amazoness Willpower. Select 1 Amazoness monster in your graveyard, especially in attack position. So basically, call it a haunted of its archetype. It cannot change its battle position and must attack if able. And then whether if the monster or the trap is removed, the opposite card gets removed. Activates Polymerization. Denier and Drill Dark for Dystopia. Dystopia activates. Burning for 16 off from Drill Dark. And 1 set. Normal summons Baby Tiger. fusing the two little ones into Pet Liger. Now, as for Pet Liger here, Amazoness Tiger, Amazoness Monster. If you're wondering on that name, Pet Baby Tiger on the name of Tiger while on board. So in this one for Pet Liger, once per battle, whenever this card swings during damage calc, extra 500 attack during that damage calc only. If your Amazoness Monster attacked an opponent's monster, after damage calc, it doesn't matter what Amazoness attacks, including itself, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, it loses 800 attack. The reduction stacking happens multiple times as long as I have too many Amazoness monsters on board. And especially the fact that the ones that are having too much higher attack power, I can just literally drain the attack down until it's weakened enough to get over the bigger monsters. And then, just like the OG Amazoness Tiger, monsters your opponent controls cannot go after Amazoness monsters for attacks except this one. Most cases, Pet Liger. Baby Tiger comes back. Pet Liger with the 500 boost at 3,000. Baby Tiger at 6. Originally, I was gonna let that Necrofusion resolve, but then I realized it banishes it from the graveyard, so glad I got that ghost spell in hand for this. Denier activates, placing back Celestial to the top of the deck. Normal summon Sage, Baby Tiger comes back. Sage over Denier. The two Tigers and Liger getting in there for a total of 4,000. Activates Destiny Draw. Draw to 2. Fires off the Droll. That is unless called by the grave, keeping the Droll in check. Setting 1. Sage gets in. And what did Sage hit? Break the Destiny. Target one level 8 or higher D-Hero, Monster, or Dragoon you control, kill it, and if you do, your opponent skips their next main phase 1. Jeez, so much for not being able to do anything during that turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one spell trap from deck to hand that specifically lists D-Hero, Monster's card name, or Destiny and Dragoon offering a card text, except Break the Destiny. Use one effect of this card per turn and only once that turn. One effect or the other, can't do both. And that is game. And this next clip of this challenge, of course we discussed Fighting Spirit earlier, so no need to explain it. Setting a monster in a back row. Activates Call, getting the Sage, and it's time for a 2-for-1 deal. Activates Lunalight Serenade Dance, so up against Lunalights, and now this specific duel right here is a huge challenge. Fusion monster is fused summoned outside of the damage step. Target one of those, apply these defense. Either generate a token, not just either or, but it's more like apply those at the same time. Generate a Lunalight token, 2000, Beast Warrior Dark level 4, and that target gains extra 5 for each monster your opponent controls, even if it leaves it. And during the main phase, you can banish this card from your grave, send one from hand to grave, special A Lunalight straight from the deck. And it's a hard once on Serenade Dance. Sage getting in there. What do we hit? Lunalight Crimson Fox. If it gets sent to the graveyard just because of a card effect, it didn't. Target one face-up monster opponent controls, change it to 0 until the end of the turn. When a card or effect is activated that targets a Lunar Light monster you control, banish this from your grave, negate it, and if you do, each player gains 1,000. Sage killing the Serenade Dance, trading off 2 cards away with just 1 card. Serenade Dance, ditching the Lunar Light Perfume. As for Perfume, target one Lunar Light monster in your graveyard, special it out, monster reborn a Lunar Light not once, and on top of that, banish this from grave, discard 1 card, add 1 Lunar Light from deck to hand, which is also not once per turn, insane. And as for the Kaleido Chick, once per turn, send 1 Lunar Light monster from deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Sends its cost, by the way, so that avoids Ash. The name of this face-up card becomes that, and if it gets sent to the graveyard just because of a card effect, target 1 Poly from grave, add it to hand, and if it gets banished, activate this. Throughout this whole entire turn, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase. And when it comes to Lunar Lights, it wasn't really seen in any shape or form until that 1 year in YCS Chicago, where Raphael Nevin just stormed the whole entire regional with Lunar Lights, thanks to mixing in with Dangers, of course. But specifically Lunar Lights, it is because people never really expect to read the not once per turn cards, sends its cost in any shape or form, just so that they're probably going to waste so much value and resources on the deck just so that the Lunar Light player will take advantage and ended up winning the entire regional. Banishes the Perfume, ditches Monster Reborn, getting Lunar Light Tiger. And welcome back, by the way. So it's Pendulum Effect and the Destruction is the same thing. Target a Lunar Light from grave, special it out. While it's on scale and first chance, it gets killed. And it is a soft once per turn. Kaleido Chick, sending Yellow Martin. As for Yellow Martin, if it's in the hand or grave, target 1 Lunar Light card you control, Kaleido Chick basically, return to the hand, and if you do, special this card in defense, but banish this card whenever it leaves. If it gets sent to the graveyard just because of a card effect, add 1 Lunar Light spell trap from deck to hand. So Stratos of Lunar Light spell traps. Each effect hard ones. Activates Fusion Tag. In this one, target a monster you control, reveal 1 Fusion monster in your extra deck, and if you do, the targeted monster's name becomes that. Well, treated as. So, I'm guessing that was Panther Dancer to be named. 2 Lunar Lights. And a Panther Dancer name to be treated as. Lunar Lights. Leo Dancer. This is the boss of Lunar Lights. Above materials, you can't cheat it out. Unless it's the Fire Formation Field spell. Your opponent cannot target this card within card effects, and it cannot be killed by opponent's card effects. Second attack during each battle phase, built-in Cyber Twin. Once per turn at the end of the damage step, if this card attacks the monster, destroy all special summon monsters your opponent controls. And it is insane of a boss. Level 10 Dark Beast Warrior. 3,500 attack and 3,000 defense. The unstoppable meets the immovable, yet unliftable. Kaleido Chick grabs Polly, but Bell not allowing that to happen. And at this point, I said to myself, if I don't find a way to take care of Leo Dancer, I'm actually gonna lose the game from the get-go just because of how tough Leo Dancer could be. So, looking at this board state, top deck Monster Reborn. So, Princess is nowhere near in sight throughout this specific matchup. I only got Baby Tiger to be named as Tiger, but the question is, can I even get out of this? I think I actually can. Okay, so 25, 35, extra 5 on damage calc. We got the out. We got the out. Monster Reborn, the Sage. Specials Baby Tiger. Activates Poly, Tiger, and Sage for Pet Liger. Pet Liger over Leo Dancer, and Liger, the real beast, conquers over Leo Dancer. Black Sheep here. In this one, discard this, activate one of those effects. Add 1 Lunar Light from grave to hand outside of Black Sheep, or she's basically king of the swamp. Adds Kaleido Chick, normals it out, sending the Blue Cat. So in this one for Blue Cat, if it gets special, target 1 Lunar Light you control, except Blue Cat. Its attack becomes double its original attack to the end of the turn. And first chance the card gets killed by battle or effect, special 1 Lunar Light straight from the deck, including copies of Blue Cat. Raigeki's the Chick. Chick activates, get the Poly. Normal summon Princess. Baby Tiger comes back. Gets the Call. Call activates, grabbing Onslaught. Baby Tiger for 8. Princess 12. Liger 3000. And specials out Swordswoman in defense off from Princess. And ladies and gentlemen, that does it. That is game against Lunar Lights. And not gonna lie, if I didn't have any answers to take care of Leo Dancer, I pretty much ended up would have lost the game from the get-go. And this next challenge, looking at this hand, up against Cyber Darks, ditches the cannon to grab the Chimera, Cyber Emergency for Cyber Dragon Core, normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, who is aka Cyber Dragon, grabbing Cybernetic Horizon. This card is always treated as a Cyber Dark card. Send 2 Dragon and or Machine Cyber with different names or different attributes to the grave, 1 from each hand and deck. And if you do, send 1 Machine Cyber Fusion from extra deck to graveyard, 1 Cybernetic Horizon activate per turn, and then can special from extra deck the turn you do this except machines. Activates Cybernetic Horizon, ditches Chimera, Cyber Dragon gets the Claw, Claw ditches for Cyber Dark spell trap, so shadows of that. And on top of that, when it comes to damage calc on cannon, Foolish Burial's a Cyber Dark monster, or send 1 monster in general, while Cyber Dark Claw here, send 1 monster from extra deck to grave. And as for Cyber Dark Chimera, discard 1 spell trap, add 1 power bomb from deck to hand. You can only use Dragon or Machine Cyber monsters as fusion material this turn. Also, once when you fusion summon this turn, you can also banish monsters as materials from the graveyard, which is gross. If it gets sent to the graveyard, send 1 Cyber Dark monster from deck to the graveyard with different name amongst the cards from the graveyard. Sending away Cyber End Dragon, pierce battle damage, sending away Cyberdark Horn, Cyberdark Realm. It is basically fire formation tanky of Cyberdarks amongst the cards in the graveyard, and then it is the double summon of Cyberdarks. Previous effect of it once, and then if you equip a monster from your grave by a Cyberdark, will activate when it's normal special. You can equip from your opponent's graveyard instead. Cyberdark Edge added. It is the direct attack, but cut the damages in half. Summons the Cyberdark Edge, getting the cannon. Ditches Cyberdark Claw. Cyberdark Impact. Fusion summon one Cyberdark Dragon by using Horn, Edge, and Keel from hand, field, and or graveyard being shuffled back. Overload Fusion activates, sending the 2 for a Chimera-Tech Rampage Dragon. We all know what's up with that. Killing the one target. Super Strident Blaze. Machine Fusion Monster, Chimera-Tech Rampage. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. Wow, gross. At the end of the damage step, if the equipped monster attacked an opponent's monster, banish one Cyber Dragon, specifically, from grave, the equipped monster can attack an opponent's monster again in a row. Gross. Your other monsters cannot attack the turn you do this. And based on this board state, I am so sorry to the Cyber Dragon player, but special Cyber Dragon and Contact Fuse for a 3000 Fortress Dragon. Normal Summon Princess, getting the call. Activates the call, getting Baby Tiger. Fighting Spirit placed. Fortress 3000. Princess ditch Baby Tiger for the second copy. First copy of Baby Tiger comes back. Activates Polly for the Star Attraction and Amazoness. Amazoness Empress. Other Amazoness cards, spells, and traps included you control can't be killed by battle or effects. If your Amazoness, no matter what Amazoness it is, including herself, attacks a defense monster, pierce damage, and if this face-up fusion summon card in your control gets killed by battle or leaves the field no matter where it goes, just because of an opponent's card, one Amazoness Queen gets special summoned from hand, deck, or graveyard. Flips are Onslaught. Special Cyber Dragon. Can't kill Baby Tiger due to Empress. And on top of that, banish the Cyber Dragon, and that is game. And looking at this hand, opponent made me go first in this one, but this whole entire hand is that go second hand. Activates Polly. Up against Predaplants. And this may be a butchering sessions, but I can manage to get the names in. Squid Drosera. And Drosophilum Hydra. So, the Drosera here. Send this card from hand to grave, target one face-up monster you control. This turn, swings all monsters your opponent controls with a Predator counter once. If this face-up card leaves the field no matter where it goes, place one Predator counter on each special summon monster your opponent controls. And if you do, any of those counters that are level 2 or higher becomes level 1. And then Drosophilum here. Special summon this by tribute one monster from either player's field with a Predator counter from hand or graveyard. And special summon once per turn this way. Nice. If this card on the field or in your graveyard as a quick effect, banish one other Predaplant monster from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster anywhere on the field, loses 500 attack. Each effect once. And as for Chimera Rafflesia, we all know what's up. Target one monster who's anywhere on the field whose level is less than that or equal to, banish it, and when an attack is declared involving this card, and an opponent's face up, activate this. Until the end of the turn, it loses 1,000 attack, and if it does, Chimera Rafflesia gains 1,000 attack. And then during the next standby phase, after this card is in the grave, add one poly or fusion spell from deck to hand. Chimera Rafflesia for 25. Summons Chlamydio Sundew. Yep, I got it. And monsters with predator counters that you use as fusion material are treated as dark. Dope. During your main phase, summon a dark fusion in any shape or form by using this, along with any monster from hand, field, or monsters with a predator counter on your opponent controls as materials. Activates Evenly Match, kept the back row, storm the back row. What do we hit? Predator Prime Fusion. Predator Plant monster is on the board. Quick play fusion, summon a dark fusion by using monsters from either field, including 2 or more darks you control. Predator Prime activation is once. Normal Princess gets the call at an onslaught, and setting the onslaught. Activates call and firing off village. Predator Plant Saraceniant. Okay, yeah, there we go. Predator Plant Saraceniant. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, special discard from your hand. After damage calc, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can kill that opponent's monster. If this card gets killed by battle, or if this card is sent to the field from field to graveyard just because of a card effect, add one Predator card from deck to hand, except the copy. And then the search effect is once. Activates Onslaught just in case. Now, the first time I activated the trap and then chained to the Saraceniant, it made village miss timing. So in this one for Moray Nepenthes, extra 2 for each predator counter. Simple. When this card kills an opponent's monster by battle, equip that. And target one monster card equipped to this card by this card's effect, destroy it, and if you do, gain life, equal to its original attack. Gets in for 16. Activates Raigeki, can't let you have any more Predator Plant monsters being drawn at. And judging by skipping this turn, okay, I'm guessing he has a second copy of it. Yep. Second copy of Saraceniant, and then banish the Drosophilium to do a little attack reduction. I chose not to do Onslaught yet because Village Special Out Princess getting the call, activate call, getting the Tiger. Same battle phase, swing with Princess, ditch Tiger, special Sage in defense, Tiger comes back, Onslaught banish, Saraceniant once again, and Tiger getting in there for 13. Summons out the fighter, so Baby Tiger, Fighter, and Sage, all of them are getting in there for a total of 46. Set 1. Activates Predator Planting. Send one Predator Plant monster from deck to graveyard, Armageddon Knight up the deck. Place one Predator counter on each face-up monster on the field, and if you do, obviously they become level 1s. If you fusion summon a dark while this card's in your graveyard, outside of the damage tab, banish this from grave, target one card anywhere on the field, kill it. Each effect of Predator Planting hard ones. And Predator Plant player scoops up. And last but not least, in the first half of the Fusion Festival, up against Cyberdarks. Cybernetic Horizon activates, tosses out Claw and Cyber Dragon, tosses out Cyber and Dragon, fire out the Droll, Cyberdark Inferno, summons the Edge, equipping the Claw, activates Evenly Matched, and it seems to me he was keeping the spell, which he's not supposed to do that, so as a result, Evenly made him lose everything. Activates Village, almost Princess, get the Call Search, Call activates, grabbing Baby Tiger, activates Polymerization for Amazoness Empress. Baby Tiger comes back, activates Cybernetic Horizon again, ditches the Keel and Cyber Dragon hers. Yep, hers. Tosses Cyber Entity Dragon. Now in this one, we have never saw Cyber Dragon players in general ever use this card. So let's see how this works. 1 Cyber Dragon and 2 machines. If you have a machine fusion monster in your graveyard, your opponent cannot target this within card effects. Also can't be killed by opponent's card effects. If this fusion summon card you control gets sent to the graveyard just because of an opponent's card effect, special 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. You can banish this card from your grave. This turn, your opponent cannot target fusion monsters you control within card effects, and they can't be killed by card effects. Any fusion monster in any shape or form, all of them have protection once banished. Hers, grabbing the OG, ditches Cannon, getting, I believe that was the Keel that he searched out. That's Keel. That must have been Cyberdark Horn that he searched out. So summons out the Chimera. Chimera over Baby Tiger. Can't be killed by battle due to Empress. Tribute the Baby Tiger for Cyber Dragon. Contact all 3 for Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And Chimera sending Horn to the grave. Okay, so I was right on the money that he searched out Horn last turn. And both Fortress and Empress getting in there for 6,000. Cyberdark Realm activates. Summons the Horn. Equip the Claw, and then Cyber Dragon, Cyberdark player scooped up. So in any fusion event, always main deck Cyber Dragon, just in case if you ever go against machine decks in general. So guys, that's gonna do it for the first half of the fusion event. We still got more fusion event matches to go through, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to keep yourself updated, and I'll catch you guys in more fusion event matches later.